Welcome to the History and Heritage podcast with me, Liam Blake. Join me as we uncover hidden stories and insights that shaped our world. From mysteries to legacies, join us on this journey through time. If you should see a dog with long, rough, curled hair and legs shorter than ordinary, this is an Irish water dog, whom some call Shannon Spaniel. That was a quote from Edward Topsell in his History of Four-Footed Beasts, all the way from 1607. If you've ever laid eyes on an Irish Water Spaniel, chances are it stuck with you. There's something otherworldly about the dense mass of tight, liver-coloured curls and the peculiar, bare, tapering tail that seems better suited to an otter or a rat than a dog. For centuries, it's looked ready for action, and that's precisely what it was bred for. The Irish Water Spaniel was made for the wetlands, lakes and coastlines of Ireland, where rain is common, game is plentiful, and the water never quite warms up. Its story is one that runs as deep as its namesake, the Shannon itself. Long before dog shows, pedigrees, or formal registries, there were Irish sportsmen who needed a reliable partner for wet and wild terrain. The earliest known mention of dogs used for this purpose was from the book quoted previously, when Edward Topsell described the Shannon Spaniel, a rough-coated retrieving dog with a talent for the water. These were working animals, first and foremost, expected to swim out into chilly rivers and retrieve birds cleanly, swiftly, and without fuss. Even then, they seemed to possess a clever, independent air. The development of the breed we now recognise took shape over 200 years later in the 1830s. The man behind this refinement was a Dublin sportsman named Justin McCarthy, a figure as mysterious as the dogs he produced. The Irish Water Spaniel Club of America notes McCarthy's most famous dog, Boatswain, born in 1834, is widely credited as the foundation of the modern breed. What McCarthy put into the mix has never been officially recorded. It's widely assumed that he blended several existing types, perhaps including the poodle, the barbet, and the now extinct English Water Spaniel, to create a dog that would excel in Ireland's bogs and rivers. This was a time of innovation and experimentation in the world of gun dogs, as hunting became not just a way of life, but a fashionable pursuit among the landed classes. The Irish Water Spaniel was one of the few native breeds that gained both practical and social acclaim. Its thick, oily, water-resistant coat, its stamina in wet conditions, and its distinctive tail, smooth, bare, and tapering like a rat's, gave it a signature silhouette that made it easy to identify in both field and in artwork of the period. By the mid-19th century, the breed began making appearances in sporting prints, often depicted poised at the edge of a riverbank, alert and waiting. In these early representations, there is a sense of trust between dog and handler, a quiet knowledge that when the command comes, the dog will act swiftly and decisively. That was part of the Water Spaniel's allure, its capacity to sit still for long stretches and then leap into action without hesitation. McCarthy's dogs weren't just good. They were consistent, and their reputation spread quickly. In a time when many gun dogs were inconsistent in temperament and trainability, the Irish Water Spaniel earned praise for its dependability. It began to gain favour outside of Ireland, particularly in Britain. In fact, Queen Victoria herself is said to have admired the breed, which helped to bolster its popularity among the upper classes of the time. The Irish Water Spaniel in time became one of the top gun dogs of the Victorian era. In an era when hunting was a key aspect of aristocratic identity, owning a dog that was both functional and fashionable was a social advantage. Irish Water Spaniels often accompanied gentlemen to the moors and marshes of both Ireland and England, and their fame grew accordingly. What set them apart was not just their working ability, but their apparent sense of personality. They were playful, loyal, and known to be a bit mischievous when not working. By 1878, the breed had made its way across the Atlantic. The American Kennel Club registered it as one of its first recognized breeds, a clear sign of its rising profile in the US. American hunters valued the same qualities that had made the Irish Water Spaniel popular at home, particularly its versatility and strength in the field. In the Midwest and along the eastern seaboard, it found a niche among waterfowlers who appreciated its ruggedness and ability to handle cold, marshy conditions. And it didn't stop there. The Irish Water Spaniel's traits, particularly its water-resistant coat and strong retrieving instinct, influenced the development of other breeds. The American Water Spaniel and the curly-coated retrievers are believed to carry some Irish Water Spaniel ancestry, although their precise lineage is hard to trace. The impact of McCarthy's breeding legacy echoes in these modern breeds, even as the original Water Spaniel began to fade from provenance. By the early 20th century, the rise of more versatile or commercially popular breeds, particularly the Labrador Retriever, led to a gradual decline in the Irish Water Spaniel's numbers. Labradors, with their easier grooming requirements and slightly more placid temperaments, quickly outpaced the Irish Water Spaniel in the Gundog Stakes, but those who stuck with the breed remained devoted. It had, after all, earned their loyalty in the field and in the home. Still, their numbers kept dropping. The Kennel Club in the UK today lists it among its vulnerable native breeds, as does the Irish Kennel Club, meaning fewer than 300 puppies are registered per year. In Ireland, those numbers are often below 100. One of the great reasons that the Irish native breeds are becoming more popular is websites. CareALotPets.com highlights that it is only due to a small group of dedicated breeders working to preserve the unique traits of the Irish Water Spaniel that it is alive at all. The rarity doesn't reflect a lack of value, far from it. The Irish Water Spaniel remains prized by those who know it. Its combination of intelligence, independence and humour makes it a memorable companion. One owner, quoted by the Irish Water Spaniel Club of America, said of their dog, "He's a dog who'll make you laugh, then outsmart you for good measure." That clever streak, combined with a powerful work ethic, makes the breed both endearing and at times challenging. Training one can require patience and creativity. They don't respond well to harsh discipline, but flourish when training is kept positive and mentally stimulating. They like to figure things out, and they don't enjoy being bored. This has made them well suited to modern dog sports like agility, obedience and dock diving. The UK Kennel Club observed that the breed's intelligence and enthusiasm allow it to shine in a variety of competitive arenas. Despite its talents, the Irish Water Spaniel hasn't made the leap into mainstream popularity that the previously mentioned Irish Red Setter, for example, has. Part of that may be due to its grooming needs, or the fact that it thrives best with an active family who appreciates both its energy and its quirkiness. But there's also something of the best-kept secret about it. The sense that those who love it are part of a small, knowing circle. It's not a flashy breed, and it doesn't crave the limelight. It's simply itself, funny, hard-working, loyal, and undeniably Irish. The breed has even made appearances in Irish folklore, typically as a faithful companion who swims across rivers or retrieves lost items in the mist. It's not a mythological creature, a creature shaped by place and purpose, and whose very curls seem to carry centuries of rain and rivers with them. As with many native Irish breeds, the Irish Water Spaniel offers something more than just good looks or utility. It is, in a quiet way, a living part of Ireland's sporting heritage. A breed that came of age in the wetlands and meadows of the 19th century, whose talents reflect the landscapes from which it sprang. Its survival depends not just on tradition, but on recognition. That this breed, with its coat of tight curls and its whip-like tail, still has something to offer in the 21st century. If you're the sort of person who enjoys a challenge, likes a laugh, and doesn't mind a few wet footprints in the hallway, the Irish Water Spaniel might be the dog you didn't know you were waiting for. Not everyone needs a spaniel that looks like it's ready for a dip in the liffey, but for those who do, there's something deeply satisfying about keeping a little piece of Ireland's past curled up at your feet. That's all for this episode. If you'd like to learn more about Irish dogs, don't forget to listen back to our previous episodes on the Irish Red Setter and the Irish Red and White Setter. And if you ever meet an Irish Water Spaniel, give it a smile. Chances are, it's already smiling back at you. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.